Hi, I'm Hillary, and welcome to my closet. Today I'm going to share with you a Rome and London haul. So this is all of the stuff that I got when I was on my vacation to Italy and London. I'm going to start with the cosmetics items I got, and then I'm going to move on to a couple clothing items I bought, and then I'm going to end with the Fendi. I'm going to make you wait for the Fendi purchases. They're not big, but you know, I'm still going to make you wait. So in terms of cosmetics, I replaced this Chanel Le Beige trio. I had dropped mine and the powder completely shattered. So it is not shatterproof. Anyways, I was there in Rome, Chanel, seemed cool. I kind of wanted to use it on the trip too, because it's just a great trio of powders. I'm currently wearing it. It's just it's a good way to have your blush, bronzer, and little highlighter. I also like to use the bronzer as like eyeshadow. Great little palette, so I wanted to replace it. The other thing I got was I got the smallest size of the Chanel 1957. It's a perfume I've wanted for a while. You get the tax rebate. It's also generally cheaper in Europe. I think I saved probably close to $80 to $90 just buying this size versus in the States. So I've been wanting it for a while. I got the small size because I don't go through perfumes very fast, so I don't really need, you know, the full size of anything. So next are some cosmetics I got in London, mainly Selfridges. I'd been interested in Lisa Eldridge stuff for a while, particularly the skin tint, but I kind of wanted to get shade matched, and I was going to be in Selfridges, and they offer like a seamless skin appointment where you can go in and get shade match or, you know, try out any of the products with a makeup artist. So I thought that was pretty cool. So I ended up getting the skin tint. I got T6, which is a neutral, light neutral. Anyways, I liked it. It looked pretty, seemed pretty easy to use. I also brought their foundation brush, which works really well for this. And then I have some other foundations that I think look really well. I was also really interested in her lipsticks, specifically Audrey. This is currently what I'm wearing on my lips. So I originally wanted to potentially also get a red lip, but she didn't have anything that was like massively different than colors that I already have, and I'm trying to go through my extensive red lip collection. If you want that video, I have about 17 of them I can go through, and I have opinions on all of them. So basically, I just got Audrey, which is kind of this really pretty coral pink. But one thing that he did on me that was kind of cool was he combined Audrey with this really deep lip color Jazz. There's a matching lipstick in this color, but it kind of looks like Ancora Rosso, and I only need so many deep red lipsticks in my life. I tend to prefer brighter pinks. So anyways, I thought this combo looks kind of cool. You can kind of put it on the edges of your lips when you're wearing this and kind of shade it in, and it creates this kind of ombre effect. So basically I got one of the Enhance and Define lip pencils in the color Jazz. I think I'm eventually going to get more of these pencils once I've run through my current ones, because I do actually like the creaminess of these. I think they're pretty good lip pencils. So that's basically all of the makeup, and then we have some more perfume. This entire haul became weirdly perfume heavy. I did not expect it. So last year when I went to London, I bought one of the Louis Vuitton city guides, which seems very pretentious to buy, but I actually really like them. They have some really good recommendations for restaurants, food, and you know, they call out LVMH brands, but they also bring up like brands that you wouldn't think of. So one of them that they had brought up was a brand called Perfumer H, and it's an independent boutique perfumer. And basically what she'd done is she figured out a way to use more of the natural plant in a more economical way. So her prices aren't like before. If they were doing this, it would be kind of double or triple what, you know, the other brands were doing, but her prices are kind of in line with like Chanel or Fendi or any of the big designer brands. I tried on a bunch of perfumes and they were very, very nice, but they weren't anything different than stuff that I have, or they weren't unique enough. But I smelled this one called Angelica. So it's using the Angelica root. And the best way I can say to describe it is it kind of smells like when you first cut a branch or like a rose, you know, when you first cut into the stem of like any type of greenery, that sort of initial hit of green comes out of it, and then and then it kind of mellows down into this, I don't know, really subtle but like wonderful green smell. And it was kind of too unique for me to pass up. So I tried it on in the shop, and then I went to tea. I had my aunt smell it and she was like, oh, that's really good. So I kind of sat with it during tea and just kind of let it mellow down. And I was like, okay, I have to get this. So it was 140 pounds for 50 mil. So kind of expensive, but like, again, the Chanel for 75 mil was 220 euros. So it's pretty much, it's not wildly, you know, out of line. Actually, in some ways, it's cheaper for how unique a lot of these smells are. So the way the perfume is really is sort of like, it's all about sort of a natural ingredient, and they'll kind of like enhance it. So there's like vetiver, bergamot, that type of thing. So they're really kind of all about one natural plant and then kind of enhancing it. They have some kind of combined perfume, so they have one called Moss. I tried that on, it was really nice, but I thought it kind of was too similar to Prima Terra, which is a perfume for Fendi that I really like, so just didn't really seem worth it. But once I smelled this, it was game over. This is just a really cool, good perfume, and I've been wearing it a lot recently. So next we're gonna go into some clothes. I bought a couple items. One was, I'd been eyeing this for a while, and we were walking around the Spanish Steps. In Rome, the Spanish Steps is kind of where a lot of the high-end stores, and it's sort of a combination of their high-end luxury stores and high street. So I'd been eyeing this top for a while. I like the short sets, but the shorts too, but Lacoste shorts just fit weird on me right now. They're kind of too short, and I didn't really feel like digging around to men's size, but I know this will kind of always fit me. So it's this cool patterned silk shirt. You know, it's just a silk shirt with the new monogram that they're doing. Anyways, it was really cool. I thought it was really cool. So, new summer silk shirt. The other thing I got was kind of odd if you think about it. So we took a tour, when I was in London, we took a tour of the Wimbledon Tennis Center. Me and my aunt are both huge, massive tennis fans, so it was really, really fun to go around. Anyways, their merch is actually pretty great. Some of it is actually designed and made by Ralph Lauren, but even the stuff that isn't is actually pretty great. So they had this very classic tennis sweater. So it has the Wimbledon logo. It is just all preppy vibes. So I have a pair of green shorts that I wore this with and a tank top, and it's just the preppiest thing I think I can imagine. Anyways, I thought it was really great. Pricey, but you know, I think this was 150 pounds. But anyways, I thought it was really, really cool. So my aunt's living in London, and she joined us for the Rome portion of our trip. So on kind of the second day we were there, she and I were wandering around the Spanish Steps. That's where when I bought this. So we were wandering around the Spanish Steps, and we saw a Furla store. I'd heard about the brand from a lot of bag people, but I've never really checked them out, really. So anyways, we were walking around Furla, and she and I basically bought the same version of the bag, different leather color, but we basically bought the same version of the bag. So actually, she bought this for me as a birthday gift. I'm gonna mostly wear it as a shoulder bag. I think it's really cool as a shoulder bag moment. But you can crossbody it. Actually, crossbodies on me fairly well. Like, it actually hits where I'd actually like a crossbody bag to crossbody. So anyways, I bought this cute little canvas Furla bag, or she bought it for me. I just think it's really cool and chic. And she and I are now bag twins. She bought the black version. She wears mostly black, and I wear kind of colors that go better with tan. So I now have a chic little shoulder bag for summer moment. So the last little bit is stuff from Fendi. 2 of the items I have with me, one I don't because it was a gift. We weren't sure how the VAT tax system was going to work and whether they would need to inspect the items on your receipt. The customs officer didn't seem to care, especially if you were using Global Blue. Maybe sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. But so my dad had bought me something from Fendi and it went home with him. I'll put it up on the screen and talk about it. Actually, I'll talk about it now. So I've been eyeing the fish pouch since I saw it come out about a month ago, and I was like, okay, I usually get some birthday money from my parents, so I was like, if it's still around by the time of my birthday in June, I'm gonna get it. But then my dad and I kind of wandered around the Spanish Steps again before my Fendi appointment, and I showed him the charm, and I was like, this is kind of what I would like for my birthday, and he and my stepmom bought it for me for my birthday. So this is, I'll put a picture up above. Anyways, I got the blue fish charm. I don't know if I'll ever use it it's a pretty big pouch. Like, originally in my head, I wanted it because I wanted to put on one of the Nano Peekaboos, like have it hang off that. But it's actually bigger than the Nano Peekaboo. So I think I'll either just kind of use it as decoration or hang it off a tote bag. I have an origami that I think it might work off of. So we'll see once I finally get my hands on it again. I'm seeing them later this month. So anyways, so that was my kind of birthday gift from my dad and stepmom, the little fish charm. I think it's absolutely adorable. 100% a Team Money Wasters item, but it brings joy and it is hilarious. So we're gonna start with, like I said, this entire haul became weirdly perfume heavy. So I bought one of the Fendi perfume charms. Originally I was gonna buy the fish charm, but I didn't have to, so I was like, oh, I can buy something else. So I've been wanting one of these for a while. I really like the perfume. So the way it works is you pick a color of this and then you pick your mini size perfume. I picked Prima Terra. It is by far my favorite Fendi perfume. The 2 that I own is Prima Terra and I own Perché No. Perché No smells pretty close to 1957. It's kind of a spicier, heavy scent. Prima Terra is just kind of like a really great, actually, it kind of smells like a softer version of Angelica. So I'm kind of looking forward to combining these 2. Also, if you need a perfume combination, Prima Terra combined with Eau de Californie from Celine has also gotten me a ton of compliments. Anyways, so I have a little charm. I've been hanging it off of my peekaboo. So the last one is probably gonna be a surprise. It's the purse that I bought from Fendi. So before going there, I had lots of ideas about what I was gonna buy. One was a Stingray peekaboo. And then I had to be a little bit realistic that there were some other items I'd bought this year that had kind of eaten to that budget. Like I could have covered it on the credit card, but you don't really want to cover something that expensive on a credit card. So basically, I bought my Stingray baguette and then I'd bought a bunch of multicolor, Louis Vuitton multicolor items. So I kind of ate into that budget. And then my second backup was I originally thought I wanted to get one of the gray denim, not denim peekaboos. And while I love the craft of that bag, I think the denim, not denim, and the gray is the coolest thing ever. And it's unique, it's different enough than my current peekaboo, but it's still very much my current peekaboo. And I'm not sure I would wear it over the current one that I have, which is a bag I love and adore. So I think if I get another peekaboo, it really needs to be like a very different color. It either needs to be a much darker blue. I really like the Tempest or whatever, that really dark midnight that they've been doing. Or it needs to be like burgundy chocolate. Maybe even like the leather minis. But it needs to be very, very different. So as much as I liked that denim, not denim, I didn't go for it. Had they made it nano in that denim, not denim, in the gray color, I would have bought that in a heartbeat. I did initially look at the blue denim, not denim. I'm calling it the denim, not denim, because it's basically denim leather, and they screen printed it to look like denim. It's really hard to capture on camera, but it's really cool. So had they made that in a nano or a mini baguette, I would have strongly considered it. So after that, I was like, okay, that purchase is out. I don't really like the big baguettes, and there wasn't really an embellished one that I want. That's kind of the only medium baguette that I really want. They didn't really have any of the mini baguettes in the colors that I wanted. I don't really need another sequin baguette, mini baguette, and then in the Celeria style, they didn't have any colors that I wanted. They just had like a gray, an orange, and some other color, and it was just not my style. So I ended up with another peekaboo. So I bought this tiny nano peekaboo in the raffian leather with the enameled flowers. So the big trend among their peekaboos this summer either seems to be the denim, not denim, or some version of the enamel flowers. So this one's focused, the summer collection is very like coral, like actual physical coral. So like has the, you know, the beaded corals, and then it has the enamel flowers. They made a petite peekaboo in kind of blue denim with the same sort of enamel flowers, but it doesn't have the coral. Anyways, I just thought this was so cute. It's a great summer bag. I have this white Gap studio dress that it looks absolutely designed with. It's like the perfect combination. I don't know, I just thought it was really cute. And so yeah, this is my newest peekaboo. The peekaboo family is continued. So yeah, that is my Italy and London haul. Surprisingly perfume hypey. Surprisingly not too many bags, but it was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. So for now, my Fendi collection is a bit complete. So I've been kind of waiting on the Rome trip to film the Fendi collection video. So if you want to be notified for those, subscribe, turn on the bell. Like this video. If you have any thoughts or opinions, share them down below. Yeah, so bye.